ask you a question before I get into the ins and outs of the budget. Do you think at home there should be now a general election? That is the question that's on my mind. Do you think there should be a general election? In fact, actually, let me go to the glorious people of Whitehaven. Hands up, guys. Do you think there should be a general election now? He put his hand up before he'd even heard the question, that man. Hands up. He's keen, I appreciate it. Right, sir, let me start again. So who thinks there should be a general election now? That's my question. See, I would say that's surprisingly low. Aaron Bastani, if you're listening on the radio, he's got his hands up. Who thinks then that means we basically have to wait till November? Who wants to see that? See, I mean, there's a lot of people that didn't put their hands up, so I don't really think... I think they must be really happy with the Tories as they are and not want an election. That got a groan. I don't think that's happy. Right, someone quickly tell me, someone that wants a general election now, put your hand up just so I can ask you why. So if you want a general election now... It's behind me, they're telling me. Let me hear from someone that I've not heard from before. Hello, chap on the front there, please, Chloe. Hello, what's your name and why do you want a general election?
Alan.
Hello, Alan.
I think we should get the pain over now, get this government out of the way. They've been an absolute disgrace. I'm very disappointed, very disappointed. I voted for them thinking we would have a change. I didn't like Jeremy Corbyn's policies and we've had those implemented. I am disgusted.
Disgusted. I think I can tell you now, I think that's a sentiment that is echoed by many people. Thanks for that insight. Anyone that wants to wait until November, can you quickly tell me why? We've got a chap here. Can I get a microphone to him? Hello, what's your name and why do you want to wait till November, please?
Hello, my name's Phil. I'm from Barrow.
Hello, Phil.
I've been a Conservative Party member for the last 5 or 6 years and I've just grown disillusioned with them. I'm looking for reform.
Really? You can hear it for yourself, the reaction to that. General election now, Mark, or not?
No, look, I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. Whatever you think of this government, and it seems to have a pretty dim reputation from amongst voters here, even those who voted for them, I think government should seek to serve their 5-year term. We can't run right the way through the 5-year term, because if we do, the campaign will be happening whilst Christmas dinner is on your table. And if there's one thing that would make politicians even more unpopular than they are now, it will be knocking on your door and putting leaflets through your door on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. So we can't run it that late, but I think they should try and run a full term. And then those of you who are pleased with them, seems to be a minority, or disgusted with them, then have your say. And, but I think government should do the 5-year stint they're elected for, more or less.
Do you agree with that, Aaron Bastani?
Meantime, the votes keep coming.
See, you might not have heard that at home because he didn't have a microphone. He says, in the meantime, the boats keep coming, was the sentiment there from that audience member, and they absolutely do, as you will all know. Aaron Bastani, general election now or not?
I would have it in May. That's when the local elections are. Save a bit of cash. And I think the country needs a broom. I think it's a good time of year to do it. You get good turnout, nice weather, hopefully in May, fingers crossed. So I think that'd be the best time of year. November, it's colder, it's harder to campaign. You don't want to have a conversation on your doorstep with a politician when it's raining, when it's...
You don't want to have a conversation with a politician when it's sunny.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Well, clearly, if a reform candidate came to many of these people, they would want the conversation. So I think May is a sensible time.
One of the things that I found interesting that you said earlier on, Aaron, you was actually saying that you don't want these whole kind of cycles of these regular budgets. Why?
I think we should scrap annual budgets. We basically have 2 budgets every year. You have the autumn statement, you have the spring budget. These are not political affairs. This is light entertainment. It's a media product being sold to all of us by the government of the day. I don't think it's a serious way to run a country. This gentleman over here who's a farmer said he runs his business 4 or 5 years in advance. Why on earth aren't we doing that with the country?
So what would you do then? What would that look like?
I would say that at the beginning of a government, you have a set of targets, the government lays those out, what it wants to do with tax, what it wants to do with public spending, and of course you can amend that, you can have an act of parliament, it can go through. But the idea that every 6 months we had this nonsense, which, by the way, the only people that enjoy it are journalists and the press corps, because everything's leaked and briefed to them, they get a bit of social status, they get some retweets, but it's not helping the public, it doesn't help business, because corporation tax can go up 1 minute, down the next minute. There's no stability. You don't know where you're standing. So I think get rid of these annual budgets. We have 2. Some years we even have 3 if there's an emergency budget. I don't like it, and I think we'd be much better off as a country without it.
Do you agree with that, Mark?
I do. A rare point of agreement between Aaron and myself. It is just theatre. It is leaked to the press beforehand. You also get all of these debates about, what's the rabbit he's going to pull out of the hat?
True.
As if this is a magic show.
Yeah.
I mean, this is affecting people's livelihoods and their take-home pay and how much money you've got to spend on things. It's farcical. So I roughly agree with Aaron that the government should set out its long-term economic plan at the start of a parliament. And obviously, as events buffer that, you can bring forward a specific piece of legislation to change national insurance, to change capital gains tax, to change inheritance tax. You don't need all of this theatre around it, which is, I think, bad light entertainment, but it's even worse economics, frankly.
Yeah.